In fact, this topic of marriage and relationship is one of the most important things in human life. And on this topic, there is so much to learn from India. People don't know. So much is there. There are certain things which even now Indians do not know, or they are sometimes startled. They feel, how is that like that? Or they have heard only names of those things. Just to give some ideas about this, what happened thousands of years ago, this became the greatest question before the seers and sages of this country to know as to what is the purpose of human life. And after knowing the purpose of human life, there should be a purpose of human life, some specific purpose of human life. Firstly, they themselves experience the truth, then they develop the science for it. It is a perfect science. And in that science, they said that this relationship between a male and a female is perhaps the most important point. But when they saw the whole of human life, right from the time of inception, pregnancy, up to burial or cremation, death, then they said that it is possible that human life is regulated in such a manner that self-realization or experiencing God becomes very natural and easy. They said it. And some of you will be surprised to know, for that they gave to the society, to the people, what is known as 16 sanskaras, 16 rituals, 16 activities to be performed at different times of life, to discipline the life from the very beginning. Probably such an experiment was never made in the whole history of humanity, except at this place. The first sanskar is the word in Sanskrit. The first activity, or whatever the translation may be, ritual is also not the right word, though ritual is there in that. These things also sometimes I will explain to you. There are two words, ritual and spiritual. They both have their value. Some people are against rituals because when only ritual remains and people forget the spiritual, people fall down, go the wrong path. But the spiritual cannot happen without some ritual. Ritual and spiritual, something like that, that spirit cannot be seen and body is seen. So, body and soul together. If you ignore the body, if you are not healthy, you cannot realize the truth. The electricity and the bulb, both are there. The combination. Electricity is non-physical, bulb is physical, like that. So the body and soul like that. So they found out the science, how to combine the technique, the method, the ritual, and then have the spiritual growth. And for that, you will be surprised to know, they even gave the science of inception of pregnancy. They even said this is the way in which husband and wife should meet physically. And this should be the arrangement. For example, they said the clothes should be white, connected with sattva, the three qualities. If somebody wants a son or a daughter who is spiritually evolved, that is possible. The quality of the child is possible to invoke from the astral region. You prepare the ground, the mother as earth, the female as earth, and the male as sowing the seed. And for that, you should prepare for that. The place should be like this. There should be white clothes, white sheet, and this should be the food of the female, and this should be the food of the male. And these are the days on which they should have sexual intercourse. Days according to the moon calendar. Because moon is connected with mind. As moon's space and all that is connected with tides in the ocean. All these Navy people know what is the position of moon at a particular place and when there would be tide on a particular port. And they use that even now. So they gave all that. And they said, sexual intercourse, they said, is nothing bad when it is legal and moral and with the desire to have progeny, a good son or a good daughter, with pure mind. And even they said, at that time, the female should have these ideas in the mind and the male these. And they can even chant some mantras. And then pregnancy. That they called Garbhadhan Sanskar, the ritual for having pregnancy. From there they started. Such a deep science. It has now been proved that all of us are about 70 to 80% nothing but from heredity. They found out it thousands of years ago. All those tests which are conducted these days by the medical people, they are showing now. They can say whether a person is the father or not. They knew all that in ancient times in a different manner. So these sanskars were made. Garbhadhan, I don't remember all the names, 16, they are given there. So, creating pregnancy was the first. Then, when the birth happens, another, after some days, the third one like that. Then the ritual for taking, for the beginning of something to eat by the child. that should be like this. These things in some manner happen even now. So these rituals, these sanskaras, then when for the first time the child goes to the school, another that thing, like that. And of course of all these, then the time of marriage comes. Pani Grahan Sanskar, or the ritual for marriage. And it is a very spiritual thing. Marriage is a very spiritual thing here in India. In the presence of fire. Why in the presence of fire? There are reasons, scientific reasons for that. All that ceremony goes on. Like that, in 16 disciplines, sanskaras, the whole life was regulated. The last one, sanskar, is of course finished, burn, or burial, water. It was burning here, it is still now cremation. And in this process, automatically, a time comes when the very beginning is on those lines, under the supervision of some realized person, automatically the flower of wisdom inside someday just blossoms. Oh, fine. Enlightenment happened. So this realization, self-realization, actually it should happen. These days Swami Ramdev is saying some slogan for his purpose. He says in many times, of course he speaks always in Hindi, he says, health is our birthright. He says like that on the TV. I sometimes say, self-realization is our birthright. Why not? We are born for it. It can't be the birthright of a dog, or a donkey, or a horse. Only human beings. When it is only for human beings, it is our birthright. So anyway, I tried to give you an idea that this relationship between male and female is something very high thing, pious thing. And whatever has happened so far in life, it has happened. From now onwards, follow the right path. Changing men and women is very bad. It's a great obstacle on the spiritual path. All the things I can't explain here. Only certain things I am saying. It's not only a physical meeting. Generally it remains a physical meeting at the level of body for those who know nothing but body. But it's not that. It's emotional, it's mental, soul meeting the soul, great things happening inside, the subconscious. Do you know what happens when we change many partners, male and female? Innumerable hurdles are created on the path of self-realization. Every man has different aura, different energy, and they are adulterated. The subconscious is contaminated by so many impressions from so many men or women. It becomes now difficult to wipe them out, to eradicate them. If it is an association with only one man or woman, it becomes very easy. Self-realization becomes very easy. There are less hurdles. But whatever the past may be, whatever associations with any number of men or women, self-realization is never impossible. Never. In anybody's case. And for those who are coming here Not impossible at all. Whatever may be the past. Despite any type of past. Because those who come here get connected to me. And when they get connected to me, things start changing. So some idea I have given you about these things.